Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is back in the base that introduces how we do text, baby. Again. The only place, 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 only place can get it is right back in the basic. Chuck introduces how we do text, baby. And man, I know it's back. You know what it is, know what it is, know what it is, know what it is, it is. Real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. Breath the word, preach and preach on. And today's topic I want to talk about today is I really want to talk about this, man, because this is why that Dallas hip hop will never get on the global scale and the global map. Why I say that? Because you know everybody know hip hop started from the Bronx. A lot of people don't even know that. If you go to the whole New York state of mind of the whole New York state of mind of hip hop and the hip hop and the global and the state of and the hip hop statement of mind over there, especially New York City. You when you think of hip hop, you think graffitis, you think of breakdance, b boy, b girl, you think of MC and DJ and battle rap and freestyle. Those are the original origin of hip hop. Five original origins of hip hop. DJing, freestyle, MC, and battle, and breakdance and graffiti. Those original six original origins right there. If you ain't from the state of mind of NY, then you don't understand what hip hop is. I'm not from New York, but that's what originated started. I forgot the name of the street. But the original birth, DJ Kool Herc, he the original of started the hip hop. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and all the rest of them, and the Sugar Hill Gang. They the first rap group started the hip hop stuff from the East Coast, because East Coast people they was talking about block parties and have a good time because they mix it with the disco, disco, uh, disco jam and the whole soft rock and all, and mix it with R&B and all that, and rhythm and blues, all that together, and funk and create it together is hip hop, even rock and roll. But I'm gonna tell you what's really sad about all this, the whole thing about it. A lot of people forget where hip hop started because New York is the birthplace of hip hop. Bottom line, New York is the birthplace of hip hop. Because if you think that you can rap and you think that you can battle, go to New York and battle motherfuckers up there. Because those type of folks, they live rap, they eat rap, they sleep and shit rap and piss for rapping, especially in New York City. But they'll tell you in a minute, especially New York people, hip hop is ours. I get why New York people felt like that because they always felt like they don't get no credit, and they should get the credit. Just like East Coast people up there, they should get the credit. What they started hip hop, but they started hip hop in their own way from the West Coast, from the low riders, from the gang bang activity, to the homicide, lyrical, and all this other stuff from Compton to Watch and Long Beach, all that for who the original gangster rap is not only that from West Coast, but in the Philly, Schoolie D. A lot of people don't even know that. Then Ice T and NWA and Easy and Ice Cube and all the rest of them. But that's when the East Coast and West Coast rivalry, and it was an ugly time in hip hop. That's when we lost the two most greatest rappers, Biggie and Tupac, and thank God that East Coast, West Coast died down. And I think that East Coast, some people say East Coast was jealous of West Coast. Some people say West Coast are jealous of East Coast. But I think they both re- didn't hate each other's craft, but they respect each other's working craft and they work together. And I'm glad Mr. Farrakhan, even though I don't agree with the Nation of Islam, they broke those two uh, different coasts down and let's come together and unite and make music. Forget that East Coast, West Coast, united together And that's when the time when the 1993 they booed Outkast because South got something to say, and we still do. And I hate when people say that South can't rap, South don't have no meaning of words and words of meaning with lyrics. It pissed me off, and I think it bothered me so much because I'm from the South. I hate when people say that because a lot of people forget there's a lot of musical history of the South, especially from Memphis, from New Orleans, from Texas, Atlanta. I can't dish out Atlanta from this because Atlanta is not only the home of the civil rights movement, but the home of Martin Luther King and the black colleges and all that. They stood for something. That's when Babyface and L.A. Reid went over there and discovered that city and find the talent there. TLC and a lot of these other opening stars, a lot more. And hip in Atlanta became where it's at. People thought Crump come from Atlanta. No, it comes from Memphis. It comes from Memphis. And then you got the Miami. Miami started first before Memphis and Atlanta, all that. The Memphis base, they got it from the East Coast brothers and sisters, from the South, from African and Bambaataa, and all the rest of them. That was their influence. And I shout out to Uncle Luke. He did his thing in the Two Live Crew. And the people got started over there to Atlanta, Outkast, and people that started from Memphis, A Ball and MJG. A Ball and MJG. They started off before 3 6 Mafia ever come in. Those are real King of Memphis right there. People say it's 3 6 Mafia King of Memphis. A Ball and MJG was the real King of Memphis because they never get the credit they is. And they from Orange Mound. Shout out to Memphis 10. They do their thing down there. And shout out 3 6. I got much love for them too. Even though they claim the title, but they know A Ball and MJG was the real Memphis and the whole gangster walk. They came up with that dance. Then I gotta say, I'm from Texas. Us as Texas, we came up with the country slang and all this other stuff and country rap tune. R.I.P. for Pimp C. UGK, man. I miss Pimp C. R.I.P. to him. From Bum, shout out to Bum B. When those guys first came out, man, I tell you, they were signing. I think they were signing with Rap a lot, just like A Bob Zinnies was signed with Switcher House. And I never when the Pocket Full of Stone that record came out. It just I got they first album when it came out, not the original album when they got started, but their first record, Tell Me Something Good and all that stuff, man. And it's sad that Pimp C died though. These are my influence, not only from the East Coast, but West Coast and Dirty South. Then you got Midwest coming with Twista and Chicago and home of house music and the home of step dance and the fastest rapper ever. Ain't nobody more faster than Twista and Do or Die from Chicago. And so is R. Kelly. Then you got then you got Kansas City. I got some people up there from Kansas City. Shout out to Tech Nine. He quickly chopper fast. But one thing about it, everybody has they originate their own style. But one thing about Texas, R.I.P. to DJ Screw. He came up with the screw. Michael Watts came up to chop. Is the certain ver- is the certain his version of chop. He got it from screw. He was influenced that, but he came with chop. That's why they say chop and screw together. They chop it and they screw it down like screw, and it's slowed down, especially from Houston with the sipping on the pink lean. I don't mess with that because people die behind that. No, and that's when Dallas trying to have something to get out there. And me, I'm from Dallas and I'm proud of it, where I came from. But no, Dallas always been the next door neighbor from Houston because Dallas always support Houston to get out there. And without Houston, we wouldn't try to get out there if it wasn't for Houston. Houston opened doors for Dallas, and we try to and we gave them full support to Houston. Dallas trying to get our chance. Houston's still doing their thing over there, and there's a music scene down there, from Paul Wall to Chamillionaire, and the whole Rap A Lot Records and Jay Prince and all that. There's a lot of history made down there. Every history. But I tell you one thing though, Dallas will never get out there, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know where this tearing each other apart down, especially out here in Dallas, man. It's just like New York. New York used to support each other since 50 came in there and messed it up. Because if 50 wouldn't start beef with Ja Rule, I guarantee you New York would support each other by now. And because of that, now New York don't support each other like they usually do. Some people blame 50 Cent for that, and probably was or wasn't. If I guarantee if 50 Cent would have never took the first shot at Ja Rule, I guarantee this whole thing would have never gone on. East Coast would have still remained top of the game. And I guess they kind of pissed off because you know, that the Southern South people, and like I said, I think the North and the South both got to respect each other. I fuck with the East Coast and the West Coast and Midwest, and I fuck with the South. I think that everybody supposed to make money together, but we don't want another coast, man. We just lost Tupac and Big, and we ain't learned from that. How many more rappers we lose? We already lost Soldier Slim, Jam Master Jay, and Camouflage. How many rappers they lost? All these rappers that in the music industry lost, and we ain't learned nothing yet. We need to learn something. But it's supposed to be in the day. It's all about making music, making unity, and stand and make music together. You know. But it needs to be the same thing out here in Dallas. But the thing is, for some reason, I heard this guy on YouTube saying he was the king of Dallas. He named Quick Fox or something. I heard him, and I ain't never heard of him, but I heard of his new stuff, and I didn't like it, man. Because the thing is, how can he say he the king of Dallas? Mr. Pookie, Mr. Wuju did it way before he trying to get out there. He just knew coming getting out there. And the DSR, little Joe, and all that stuff, man, for the whole history. But the original started from Dallas hip hop is Vanilla Ice and Nemesis and and Goldfinger and DOC. A lot of people don't know DOC from here. People thought he from the West Coast. No, he moved down there and signed Ruthless Records by by Easy E and Dr. Dre and all the rest of them. But I'm gonna tell you something. It bothers me the most. This is why I don't rap no more, because rap is not taken seriously now. It's bullshit now. This is why people are we losing our original music art. We is. And I remember Scarface was talking about it. Shout out to Scarface from Houston and the Ghetto Boys, man. Great stuff. But nobody gives Scarface the credit, but he is the original King of the South before T.I. But the thing is, man, that he was talking about the Jewish community controllers trying to control hip hop and making black people sound stupid. I totally agree with him, because if you look at music what it is now, music ain't the same anymore. That's when the year the music died. Nas was right. Hip hop is just far, far dead and nailed down in the coffin. And I think it's time, because people say rock and roll music ain't gonna last long. People say blues was not gonna last long, and what shouldn't be last long hip hop. But hip hop need to get back to that point of originality, creativity, and talent. Where that go? People don't even have that originality, creativity, and talent. Tupac and Biggie was originality, creativity, and talent. They had that. Michael Jackson had that. Whitney Houston had that. Kurt Cobain has that. Elton John has it. You know, I'm not yeah, John Lennon. Yeah, John Lennon, not Elton John. John Lennon. John Lennon had it from the Beatles. Everybody has it. Even Sting has it. Every people have from the talent, from the originality and the sound. Talent means you gotta have talent. If you don't have that God truth get it, try God truth and gift and being blessed and true gifted from God from talent, then you don't got it. But if you don't have the original, being original from yourself. Don't try to be the next person at the next person. Be the big person. Be the next person that is you. That who you is, who you are. Not what you are, not what you ain't, and not what you ain't trying to be, what you should trying to be. You be you. And original people need to write their own music. People need to produce their own music. People need to direct their own videos. Those days are gone. And I think that's what missing hip hop will get back with as far as what it used to be. And that's when the of whatever you call rap game can 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 put Dallas on the map. But right now, Dallas will never be on the map because I don't like this whole thing that a lack of distrusting and trustable from some of the artists, especially in the boogie music, because Dallas is the boogie music, trying to do to the whole snapping from Atlanta and Crunk and the bass music, booty music from Florida. A lot of Florida did not like people call it booty moon, but that was the sound they called it at the time. And you know how people New Orleans, the bounce music, a lot of people didn't know. That's a lot of certain things that Master P was open doors for Cash Money, Lil Wayne, and all the rest of them. If it wasn't for Master P, Master P was the sound of it before anything else. Some people say it's before anyone else because one thing about Memphis, I mean one thing about New Orleans, they got that New York the New Orleans bounce, and I like that. It's the sound of it. And Texas got that chop and screw. Florida got that bounce. Florida got that Miami bass booty music, whatever they call it, and Memphis got that whole that crunk this sound, and that's take it to Atlanta and snap in and all that other stuff. Everybody come with sound. West Coast they come with the gangster rap. East Coast come from the block party, have a good time. Hip hop is a cultural from black, white, Puerto Ricans. It brings culture as a whole awareness. Rap people just rap just to make money, just to be in don't freestyle on the microphone. None. I respect that, and I repeat to Tupac and Big. But the thing is, when that guy said he was the king of Dallas, the real original king of Dallas is Mr. Pookie, Mr. Lucci. Why I say that? Because I remember I met Mr. Pookie. I was out there somewhere, I forgot the name of the street, but I was out there, me and my mother and my brother. And I couldn't believe I saw Mr. Pookie, man. I was holding my pizza box and I was eating my pizza. And when I saw Mr. Pookie, I couldn't believe crooked for life. I love that shit. And I look up to Mr. Pookie because Mr. Pookie, people gotta understand those they had lyrical lyricists about them, especially Mr. Pookie and Mr. Lucci. But Mr. Pookie got so much flows of him than Mr. Lucci. I don't know if it's a false breakup or whatever. Hopefully they still back together. I respect those two guys right there because those guys made it happen out there in Dallas and the whole DSR clique and DOC and so is Manila Ice. And it's sad. And RIP the whole Shay. For those who don't know who the original sound of the hip hop Dallas music, DJ O'Shea, who the stars of the nightclub. Man, I'm telling you, if you play DJ O'Shea, you came to party, didn't you? If you can't get it on, if it ain't it done, you can't get it on. Some of you said, been so long. Even my parents listen to DJ O'Shea. And it's sad people don't know who DJ is because he was the original sound of Dallas music. Before anything else, Mr. Pookie, Mr. Lucci, all of them. Little Joe. Little Joe was the guy that got the whole Memphis, the whole Dallas Boogie before Little Will. But they didn't call it Dallas Boogie at the time. That come from Little Will. Because I remember I see him in school sometime. He ain't around my homeboy he used to know. and I can do this and I can do that. When you look at him in the video, that was the original Boogie he was doing before then with my Dougie. My Dougie come from Dougie Fresh. That's why Dougie Fresh was in the video with Lil Will. But the thing is, man, Dallas need to support each other, man, because this is the why Dallas having problems trying to make it out there. You know, especially with the ice cream picture, the road music. I like the road. He got good music. But when it comes to, and so is QP and AAD, something like that. I like them. They like the new Outcast in Dallas and something like that. But the thing is, we don't support each other. We don't support each other. Can you imagine ADD and QP and the road music and all the rest of them, new artists, old artists, they will come together and they will make money. But they fight over a bread broken crumbs, just none. Due to Ricky Bobby. I don't like the song, but I don't hate that brother. That was the sound of it, especially in Dallas. And Mr. Hit That Hole, I didn't like that record. But it's kind of catchy and something catchy beat to it. But I'm not trying to hate on it. That's what the sound was. And do the Stanky Leg, GS Boy, I didn't like it, but that was the sound. I have to respect to a person's music, a person's sound. That's their music they want to make. Before that Superman hold that all that other stuff. But this is what bugs me the most, man. We don't support each other, especially in the black community. Everybody makes money. You ever notice that when white people, let's say white country singers, they support each other. They support each other. Rock and roll bands, they support each other, especially with heavy metal and all that glam rock and slash rock, slash, not glam. It's a lot of metals: death metal, black metal, uh, 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 um, thrash metal. It's all different metal rock and roll. But the original rock and roll was Little Richard and Elvis and Jerry Lee Lewis and Fat Domino and some say uh I forgot this guy's name. Michael Jackson look up to him. Uh 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 Jackie Wilson. He look up to Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson, they was the originals. Some people say is Elvis or Chuck Berry or Jerry Lee Lewis or Little Richard. Ain't no telling. That some people gonna say it's Elvis because he's the king of rock and roll, but everybody know it should have been Chuck Berry or Fat Domino. But they give it to Elvis because he stole the creation of black music. But it is what it is. But my point is this: when we as black community gonna support each other, especially in our music, because I want to see Dallas out there. But I don't think Dallas ain't gonna never be out there, and I'm gonna tell you why. Man, for some reason, it's hard to hear Dallas rappers that really can rap, that got lyrics, because people up in North, East Coast, they fuck with lyrics. Lyrics. If you don't have lyrics, then you're not gonna get played in NY. Even if you're not from NY, you got to have lyrics. It doesn't matter if you're lyrical or not. You gotta have lyrics because they can like what you say and what you rap. People in West Coast, you got to get them to something they can jam to in their car. If people in West Coast, if you ain't got nothing jamming, they're like, man, get the fuck out of this bullshit whack ass jam in my car. People in West Coast like that, and I make a jam for the West Coast and get the lyrics from the East Coast. But in the South, we don't fuck with lyrics. We don't fuck with banging the ride. We into the beat. One thing about the South, we into the beat. For some odd reason, if we can have the beat and ring into it, we'll fuck with it. But there's no beat and ring into it, we ain't gonna fuck with it. That's just the way it is in the South, especially down here. People from any other coast, from East Coast, West Coast, You better have a ringing, ringing, bell and ears for we can bang the beat, especially in the South. South people really like that. From the clubs, from the strip clubs to the streets, they really into that, especially in the South. And I know I'm from the South. They into that. They into this whole religion of honorment of religion to this whole stripping pole and spending money wisely and too much wisely and into the whole foodman and country slinging country talk. People in the South into that, especially from any other parts of the. That's why they call it dirty states, dirty states, and they did a documentary about it. And I'm still looking for if I can download it there or try to buy a DVD. But my point is this: that I want to see my city out there. If I could, if there's so much I could do, I could put my city out there, and we could stand fire as a unit. But I don't think it's gonna happen because it's like I said. I think the two most problems that Dallas have: lack of support on the radio and lack of support or being promotion to get their records here on the clubs. That's the number one problem. And another thing is when artists they think they want to get signing pads and demos don't understand the game ain't rigged. The game ain't rigged to it. It ain't like that. You have to make sure your stuff getting out there because stop waiting on getting signed and and create your own distribution, your own label. Be your own man. Be your own boss. I don't see too many dudes do this. There's some, and I don't want to see ladies doing this. Quit waiting for something getting signed. Make yourself name and make a name out of yourself in the mainstream. Promoting concert, passing flyers, whatever you do to get more exposure out there. Whatever you do. But at the same time, if you got to be heard, and you better be sound good, you better be really sound very good, cause you ain't gonna never get yourself out there ever again. And that's the real problem that Dallas have though. Go to Houston. Houston support each other. One thing about Houston, they support each other. We support them too. But Houston support each other. But the thing is, it's so hard down there, especially in the South. They have to make sure they record getting popping in the club, not on the radio. That's East Coast and West Coast. They can pop their records on the radio or even the street and on the trunk, banging the trunk of the car. But in the South, they have to make sure their record getting heard in the clubs. And I think that's the big problem that people South have to face. They so much independently, and that's a good thing. That's what gets South getting heard and getting out there. It's hard as it is, man. It really is. It's hard to get it out there, especially when you can make yourself name out there from dirty states, but when it comes to you can make it out there from the West Coast, but in New York and all that and overseas, that's gonna be really more hard because you need that in that friendly radio play record or that widespread nation bud that nation success that you gotta have it, but it's got to show more lighter for they can really listen later, but not more darker to it, but more lighter to it, for they can buy the record. Because instead of download, most people download. They don't buy records no more. People don't even buy records because people ain't gonna spend $25, 35, 35, $72 for buying a record. They're gonna download it. That's what they're gonna do. Download it. But when the record's gonna hit to the street, that's just the way it is. And even fucking bullshit ass ringtones. It's got to ring a certain tone to it and it make a weak sell. Excuse me what I'm saying. Excuse me. I'm just getting burped right now. But what I'm saying though, I mean, we the only group of people. We don't support each other. We don't support each other. Every other group support each other except us. I can't stand this crab in the bucket mentality. Because my people are the only race, and we wonder why we're the laughing stock of the whole entire world. We wonder why. They need to get off that crab in the bucket for they can lift each other up out of that damn crab, for they can lift each one they want to go. but it's only one person can proceed to see perceivement of the goals and main goals to get themselves out there because it can, cause everybody else can't get that opportunity. I'm sorry, but it's the way that but it's only one proceed to get this opportunity. It is what it is. Because if I take music seriously, people got to take music seriously because rap is not for everybody. Everybody wants to rap now. I rap ever since the age of 3, and that's how long I've been doing this. I took it serious. I listened to the lyrics, I listened to the beats, and I know who produced the records and make sure that to promote their concerts, get something that can be heard, all that. It's important you're supposed to write your own stuff. And you got to learn a freestyle too, because freestyle is very hard, but you got to learn because that respect your original and your originality about yourself because it shows that your creativity and it create the mentally top of your and mentally thoughts in your brain, you know. But I want to say to this man, I just think that Dallas just need to work on supportmanship and premanship, and that's the only way we're gonna get out there. That's the only way we're gonna get heard. Give me your comments, give me your video response, and tell me what you think. Do you think Dallas will ever get out there like Atlanta, like Washington D.C., New York, and all these other places, like you know Miami and stuff like that? Because every other people support each other, but Dallas always make it seem a lack of supporting and support other support of other artists and certain things they got to get themselves heard and request to get their records played on the radio, even the damn clubs. Give me your comments, give me your video response, and tell me what you think. All right. Peace, and I'm out. Chunk of the Deuce and Chunk of the Deuce, and I'm out of here. Peace, and I'm out. All right, peace.